What if doing less could lead to more success? It might sound impossible, but that's exactly what we're going to explore in this video. We're about to dive into a concept that goes against everything we've been taught about hard work and success. It's called the power of making no effort, and it could change the way you approach your life, work, and relationships. Many of us have grown up believing that the key to success is putting in more effort, working harder, and pushing ourselves to the limit. But what if this common belief is actually holding us back? What if there's a different way to achieve our goals that doesn't involve constant struggle and exhaustion? This idea of effortless achievement might seem counterintuitive at first. After all, we've been conditioned to think that anything worth having requires hard work and sacrifice. But as we'll discover, there's a growing body of evidence suggesting that sometimes doing less can actually lead to better results. Now, when we talk about no effort, we're not advocating for laziness or complete inaction. Instead, we're exploring a different approach to action and achievement, one that aligns more closely with our natural rhythms and allows us to tap into our innate creativity and potential. To understand this concept better, let's first look at the problems that arise from constant striving. Many of us are familiar with the feeling of burnout, that state of physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion that comes from prolonged stress and overwork. When we're constantly pushing ourselves to the limit, we often end up depleting our resources and experiencing diminishing returns on our efforts. Moreover, this constant state of doing can actually hinder our creativity and spontaneity. When we're always focused on the next task, the next goal, we miss out on the moments of inspiration and insight that often come during periods of rest and reflection. But don't just take our word for it. There's scientific evidence to back up the power of effortless action. Researchers have studied the concept of flow states, those periods of peak performance where we're fully immersed in an activity and everything seems to come effortlessly. Interestingly, these states often occur when we're not trying too hard, but rather when we're fully present and engaged in the moment. Neuroscience also supports the benefits of relaxation. Studies have shown that our brains are actually very active during periods of rest, engaging in important processes like memory consolidation and problem solving. This suggests that taking breaks and allowing ourselves time to relax isn't just pleasant, it's actually crucial for optimal brain function and productivity. The idea of effortless action isn't new. In fact, it has roots in ancient wisdom traditions. The concept of Wu Wei in Taoism, for example, refers to non-doing or effortless action. This doesn't mean doing nothing, but rather aligning our actions with the natural flow of things, much like a leaf floating down a river. In more recent times, this concept has been reinterpreted in various fields, from productivity to self-help. Many modern thinkers and productivity gurus have recognized the value of strategic rest and the power of letting go of constant striving. So how can we apply this concept of no effort in our daily lives? In the workplace, it might mean incorporating focused breaks into our day, allowing our minds to rest and recharge. Instead of pushing through fatigue, we might find that taking short periods of strategic idleness actually boosts our overall productivity. In our relationships, making no effort could translate to practicing active listening and being fully present with others, rather than always trying to do or say the right thing. By letting go of our need to control every interaction, we might find that our connections with others become deeper and more authentic. When it comes to personal growth, the no-effort approach encourages us to trust in our natural development process. Instead of constantly pushing ourselves to change or improve, we can allow ourselves to grow organically, responding to life's challenges as they arise. Of course, shifting to this mindset isn't always easy. Many of us struggle with guilt or feel pressure from society to always be productive. We might worry that if we're not constantly striving, we'll fall behind or miss out on opportunities. Overcoming this resistance requires a fundamental shift in our mindset, from one focused on doing to one that values being. To start harnessing the power of no effort in your own life, there are several steps you can take. First, cultivate awareness. Start paying attention to how you feel when you're pushing yourself versus when you're in a state of flow. Notice the quality of your work and your overall well-being in these different states. Next, practice letting go of control. This doesn't mean becoming passive, but rather trusting in the process of life. When you find yourself struggling or forcing something, try taking a step back and allowing things to unfold naturally. Finally, learn to trust the process. Remember that growth and progress often happen in ways we can't immediately see or measure. By letting go of our need for constant visible progress, we open ourselves up to unexpected opportunities and insights. It's important to note that there have been many success stories of individuals and organizations that have achieved more by doing less. Some companies have experimented with shorter work weeks or unlimited vacation policies, only to find that their employees become more productive and creative. Individuals who have learned to balance periods of intense focus with periods of rest often report breakthroughs in their work or personal lives. However, it's crucial to understand that the concept of no effort can be misinterpreted. It doesn't mean completely giving up or becoming passive in the face of life's challenges. Rather, it's about finding a balance between action and non-action, between doing and being. The potential pitfalls of this approach often come from misunderstanding. Some might take it as an excuse for laziness or procrastination. Others might swing too far in the opposite direction, becoming so focused on not trying that they actually create more stress for themselves. The key is to find a middle ground, a way of engaging with life that feels natural and effortless while still moving you towards your goals. The key points we've covered. We've explored the paradox of achieving more by doing less, looked at the science behind effortless action, and discussed practical ways to apply this concept in our daily lives. We've also addressed some of the challenges and potential misunderstandings that can arise when adopting this approach. Remember, the power of making no effort isn't about giving up or becoming passive. It's about aligning ourselves with the natural flow of life, trusting in our innate abilities, and allowing ourselves the space to grow and create without constant struggle. This approach to life and work represents a significant shift from the hustle culture that's so prevalent today. It invites us to question our assumptions about success and productivity, and to explore a different way of engaging with the world around us. By learning to make no effort, we're not becoming lazy or unproductive. Instead, we're tapping into a deeper source of creativity and effectiveness. We're learning to work smarter, not harder, and to trust in our natural abilities and the process of life itself. This doesn't mean that we'll never face challenges or that everything will always come easily. Life will still have its ups and downs, its moments of struggle and triumph. But by adopting this mindset, we can approach these challenges with more ease and grace, trusting that we have the resources to handle whatever comes our way. The power of making no effort also extends beyond our individual lives. As more people adopt this approach, we could see significant shifts in our workplaces and communities. Imagine a world where people are less stressed and burnt out, where creativity flows more freely, and where we have more time and energy to connect with each other and pursue the things that truly matter to us. This concept also has implications for our relationship with the natural world. In our efforts to control and manipulate our environment, we often create more problems than we solve. By learning to work with nature rather than against it, we might find more sustainable and harmonious ways of living on this planet. As you go forward from here, we encourage you to experiment with this concept of no effort in your own life. Pay attention to the moments when things flow easily and effortlessly. Notice when you're pushing too hard or trying to force outcomes. Practice letting go and trusting in the process. You might start small, perhaps by taking regular breaks during your workday, or by setting aside time for unstructured play or relaxation. You could experiment with meditation or mindfulness practices, which can help cultivate a sense of ease and presence in your daily life. In your relationships, try practicing deep listening without the need to fix or change anything. See what happens when you allow conversations to unfold naturally, without trying to control their direction. In your personal growth journey, consider letting go of rigid goals or timelines. Instead, focus on cultivating qualities like curiosity, openness, and resilience. Trust that as you develop these qualities, you'll naturally move in positive directions. Remember, this is a process of exploration and discovery. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to making no effort. What works for one person might not work for another. The key is to stay curious and open, to pay attention to what feels right for you, and to be willing to adjust your approach as you go along. As you explore this concept, you might encounter resistance, both from within yourself and from others. Our culture places a high value on hard work and visible productivity, and it can feel uncomfortable or even scary to step away from these norms. Be patient with yourself and others as you navigate this shift. It's also worth noting that the idea of no effort doesn't mean abandoning all structure or discipline in your life. In fact, having certain routines or practices can actually support this approach by creating a foundation of stability from which effortless action can arise. The key is to hold these structures lightly, being willing to adjust or let them go when they no longer serve you. As we come to the end of this exploration, we invite you to reflect on what you've heard. How might the concept of no effort apply to your life? What areas of your work, relationships, or personal growth might benefit from this approach? What small step could you take today to experiment with this idea? Remember, the power of making no effort isn't about achieving perfection or never experiencing struggle. It's about finding a more easeful and sustainable way of engaging with life. It's about trusting in your own innate wisdom and the natural unfolding of events. As you go forward, we encourage you to stay curious and open. Notice the moments when things flow effortlessly and see if you can cultivate more of those moments in your life. Pay attention to when you're pushing too hard and practice letting go. This journey of exploring no effort is ongoing. There will be times when it feels easy and natural, and times when it's more challenging. The key is to approach it all with a spirit of curiosity and compassion, knowing that each experience is an opportunity for learning and growth. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the power of making no effort. We hope that this video has given you some new perspectives to consider and some practical ideas to experiment with in your own life. Remember, true power often comes not from forcing or striving, but from aligning ourselves with the natural flow of life and trusting in our innate capacities. As you move forward from here, we invite you to stay open to the possibilities that arise when you let go of constant effort. Notice the moments of ease and flow in your life and see if you can cultivate more of them. Pay attention to what happens when you trust in the process rather than trying to control every outcome. This approach to life isn't about achieving perfection or never facing challenges. It's about finding a more sustainable and fulfilling way of engaging with the world around us. It's about tapping into our innate wisdom and creativity and allowing ourselves to grow and evolve naturally. Remember, the journey of exploring no effort is ongoing. There will be times when it feels easy and natural, and times when it's more challenging. The key is to approach it all with curiosity and compassion, knowing that each experience is an opportunity for learning and growth. As you continue on your path, we encourage you to stay connected with others who are exploring similar ideas. Share your experiences and insights, and be open to learning from others. Remember that we're all on this journey together, and that by supporting each other we can create positive changes, not just in our individual lives, but in our communities and the world at large. Thank you again for joining us in this exploration of the power of making no effort. We hope that this video has sparked some new ideas and possibilities for you. As you go forward, may you find increasing moments of ease, flow, and effortless achievement in your life. Remember, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to do nothing at all.